Hey guys, Mr. Servi here, and today I'll be doing a review of the 1:144 scale real grade Justice Gundam. And so this is the real grade version of the Justice. A very, very beautiful representation of the Justice Gundam. But there are some problems with it, and the first one that should be very, very obvious is that it's back heavy. So the backpack, the only thing that's actually holding it up right now are the two wing pieces that can sort of act like a third leg for it, that help him stand up. But if you you have to tilt him in the right angle, or he'll actually start flying over. So that is actually, it's like you expect it because it's such a humongous backpack, and it's a real grade, and the real grade stability isn't as best as they should be, but they actually do make up for that because they make the wings just about the right length for them to use as a third leg. There's not many other complaints about it except for, well, we'll start the review and you guys will see what other complaints I have. So let's get his backpack off, and we'll start going over the colors for the backpack first. So for the colors of the backpack, let's just put this into Wave Rider mode. You have this very, very purple-ish, a very winey purple color, which is very, very beautiful. I enjoy it. I like it. You have yellow pieces for the wings, and this little fin piece here. You have pink, a very subtle pink for the thruster covers and stuff like that. You have this piece is actually clear when you get it. I took a blue Sharpie and just colored that, which makes it look a whole lot better. I actually just colored the top or the bottom of it because they just reflect up to the top, which makes it's just a little bit of thing being with clear pieces. You have gray here and here. This is my most favorite part of the Wave Rider, is that you have these little rib looking things on the bottom, which looks really, really cool. They're actually just like stabilizers or thrusters or something. You have like little embedded pieces here, and yeah. Now onto the colors for the kit itself. You don't have the same purple. The same purple that you have is on the beam rifle itself. So you have about the same pink. Yes, about the same pink. You have a little bit of normal, like a little darker red for pieces on the suit. You have a black, white, yellow, and gray or grayish for the joints, which is really nice. Yeah, and that's actually pretty much it. It's a little bit loose on mine. I don't know why, but it might be different for yours. So yeah. Now I'm gonna take off all these accessories and we'll get started with articulation. Alright, so for articulation of the Justice Gundam, let's start with the head. The head can go up and down, forwards and back, and rotate. It's a little bit stiff, but you can do it. But when he has his backpack over his shoulders, you can't exactly turn it side to side. Actually, I think I may have... Yep, I super glued it, so it was a lot looser in the beginning, so yeah. And this kit is actually a little bit loose in many places for me. I don't know exactly why. It might just be mine, or that I had him for like the longest time in my closet and didn't do anything with him. So that might have something to do with it. And why is this different? Oh well. Oh my god, did I put it upside down? Okay. So the construction frame was a little bit complicated since there was a lot to do. Alright, sorry about that hard cut there. He just fell apart in front of me. I think I fixed that problem there. So he's loose in some places. Pieces don't like to stay together, especially like the torso area. It's very loose here. I might have to just glue him down. But yeah. Arms go up and down and rotate. Obviously can't rotate when the backpack is there. They go out this far. Arms can bend this much and have a little sliding gimmick here, which is very nice. Hands are on a ball joint, and I have his posable hands, so they do all the normal real grade hand stuff, which is a ball joint and 3 fingers on a ball joint here. The thumb is on a separate ball joint, and his hand can go flat on his wrist like so, like he just broke his wrist or something. Waist can rotate 360. It's a little bit scary since lots of him, his entire body is extremely loose. Oh, and I forgot, his boomerang pieces can actually go up and down. They're just on a hinge there. Front skirts can go up like they're supposed to, and his leg can go up that far with me being comfortable. Back can go out back a little bit. The back skirt isn't as posable, but it can go back. Leg can go out that far. Side skirt's a little bit restricting since it goes down so far. Leg can bend that much. And yeah. Foot is on a ball joint, or not a ball joint, but it's on some kind of hinge joint. They can go forwards and back and side to side. That is basically it for the articulation on... Oh, and these can go up and down. They're just like a little bar hinge that goes behind here. And his torso can go side to side. And there's his torso again. Okay, so for the opening cockpit feature he has, it just slides forward. And if you can see... there is the seat right there. So, yep. So that is, that is all the articulations for the body, and the stickers that I put on the body were his eye stickers, and that was the only sticker that I put on him. This clear piece is normally white. I colored it blue with a Sharpie, like I did with the backpack. And that's basically it. I forgot skirts can go like this too. A little bit. Any farther they might pop off. So it's a little bit scary. So let's get on to the articulation of the backpack itself. So as you can see, the Justice stands perfectly fine without his backpack. It's when you start adding weight onto the back, is when he gets a little bit heavy. So the articulation on the backpack is that the 2 pod pieces on the side are on like a sliding joint. Very, very complicated to build because it took a lot of double takes and a lot of double checking to make sure I was doing it right. These top flaps right here, the ones in the back, these are on a hinge, but I glued them in place. They were very, very loose, so I just glued them down. On the back, these flaps can go up and down. The middle ones can go up and down, and as well as the bottom ones. The thrusters are on ball joints, so you can move them around. Oh my god, I think this backpack is coming apart. Oh, it just wouldn't stay together. Okay. These can go up. His little cannons on the sides can go up, and they just lock in with this flat peg into that hole right there. These can rotate. The little Vulcan pods can rotate and go up and down. You also have more Vulcan pods right here in the front. The wings, if you pull them out, see they're normally flat against it like this. And you pull them out like so, and you can rotate them and bend them up and down. that is basically all the articulation for the backpack. So let's start with the rest of the accessories. I'm gonna save the Wave Rider for last because this is actually one of the coolest ones. So he always comes with the Wave Rider. Even though instead of going in, here's the Wave Rider. I will show you how to connect that last. He has a beam rifle, which has a movable handle, like so. It's exactly like the Freedoms. He has a holding hand. You can actually, I think you can hold it with this hand, but I wouldn't exactly recommend it since it's not the best grip in the world. So, alright. There we go. He has his beam rifle. And one of the little bit more disappointing ones is the shield. It's a great shield. It looks great. It's beautiful. The only thing that I don't like about it is the way that it connects to the body or the arm. So on the back there's this hole right here, and you'd think they make a peg that would fit that hole, but it's just a round peg on the connector, and it's a little bit rounded, but it's not the best connection. It holds, see, but one little tap, it will hold, but I don't like the connection. I wish it was a little bit better, and it only connects on the first hole, and it pivots a lot, as you can see, and it'll hold, but I would have preferred if Bandai gave you a different connector, even though this is basically the Freedom connection piece, but I think they should have made something else for it. There. And so for another accessory that's on him, you can actually flip these flaps up, and you have his beam sabers. You have both of them. And the way you connect them is that you take the flat peg here and you position it so that it's down, and there's a little crevice in there that you can just slide it in and then peg it down like so. And this has all the features of the normal Freedom beam sabers, that you can connect them. It's kind of a scary fit. It's very tight. See, you can hear that snap. It does come with 2 clear pink beams, as you would expect. And he can hold them. I'm not going to have him hold them exactly because I'm lazy. But you can hold them. I've tried it. It's very, very long. It's taller than the suit itself, so. Let's peg it in to here. So he holds it. You don't even need the hands to hold it. He's just holding it with the peg at this point. But I don't like holding it with the real grade hands because I find that they break on me very easily. Like, a piece of the hand will come off and I will never be able to find it again because it is so small. And when I do find it, I cannot put it back on. For another set of accessories that he has on him, he has these boomerangs that you can pull out right here. And you just fold it to make it. And then Bandai does give you the boomerang pieces. So I think they give you bigger ones too. Nope, they don't. So you just peg them in, and you have to like position it so that it looks like a boomerang. Position this, and then he can throw it. There you go. Very nice. And you just peg right back into place. And it's not a loose connection. You'd think it would be, but it's very tight. So for the Wave Rider, for the backpack, I'm going to show you how to connect it in it's neutral mode, which is like it's on the ship landed mode, I guess. So you have to pull these out, make sure it's like that, and then you just take this connection right here. It's on a peg, and another peg, or not a peg, but it's on a hinge right here. And there is a corresponding hole over there, and you just peg it in like so, and you just position it up to make it look about right. And there he is with his backpack. I am gonna hold him up since it's very, very heavy. So hold it up like this. So there you go. Now for it to be in its wave-ride mode, you have to pull this out, fold these up. I'm not gonna push them in yet, but I'm gonna fold them. It'll actually push the. Now that it's over the head, I can push it over, put the arms back into normal, and then Bandai, they kind of figured that it would have a little bit of a problem staying upright against the body. So they gave you this little piece right here. So this will actually this part, the flat square part, will actually go into that hole right there. And then it'll just rest on the joint, and it'll rest on the body, so it won't flop down. And now you can move these back. Did I do this right? Okay. And there he is. This is how you would have him if you were displaying him on a stand. Yeah. This is how you would have, and there would be a stand connector right here. But if you don't have a stand, Bandai gives you the option. So this is the stand connector right here, and you'll peg it into this hole, or to this little nub on the backpack. Of course, it helps if you get it into the right spot. And then they give you this little stick piece, and you just peg it in there, and there is your Justice standing with his backpack. So it takes a lot of the weight off the main body, and he can actually stand upright. Very nice. So yeah, I'll see you guys at the next one.